Well, good morning. We are in Sedona. We are at the Jordan Road Trailhead. We are doing a variety of things today. We are gonna do a little loop. I've actually done this a couple times. Well, the big loop just once, and that was before I moved here. I'm gonna go up to Brins Mesa. I'm gonna cut right to the lookout point, then I'm gonna continue north. I'm gonna loop back around to the dirt road. I'm gonna come down, go to Devil's Bridge, come back around, come back down Soldiers Pass trail, hit up the cave off of Soldiers Pass, and then back here. I haven't added up all those trails. It's probably like a good 13 miles if I had to guess, but I'm not really sure on that. It's somewhere between 10 and 15, let's put it that way. I will check in. I got I don't know, a mile or two, mile and a half maybe, up to that plateau that you see up there. And then when I get up there, I'm gonna cut to the right, probably about, I think it's a decent distance, like a half mile. And you get up on this rock and you sort of overlook back down here. So, all right, so we've topped out. We've gained our 400 or 500 feet in the first mile. So we're on top of Brins Mesa. We're gonna cut that way. It's awesome seeing the formations. Capitol Butte on the left one, I believe. So anyway, somewhere, oh, I should have cut there, but we'll continue this way afterwards. But for now, we're just going to be more or less walking straight across here, slightly up, and you get on top of a rock and you get sort of a good view down. I mean, if you're doing this, you might as well do it, because the view from on the mesa, it's okay out in the distance, but this will give you a good view down where you came from, down to the town. So I will check in when I get to this lookout point, walking, I guess it's east, once you top out on Brins Mesa. All right, so we've come out. When the trail starts to get sort of shrubby and overgrown, that's when you know you're getting close. So you come out onto this red rock, and obviously you could keep going and probably, I mean, it's Sedona, you can climb up anywhere you want, but just on top of this you get a good view, and then that's where I would call the turnaround. But suppose you could keep going up this gully, get on some of these higher cliffs if you wanted to, but for now we're just gonna get right up here and see the view. This is nice, stable, grippy rock. I guess our high point's right over here of this. Maybe you can't get up this actually, that you see. All right. Looking back down to town. So you can see the flat, grassy mesa saddle that we came from. So you do have to go up, you know, several hundred feet. Great view of Capitol Butte. But yeah, so we're going to be heading this way and wrapping around, basically wrapping around these big rock formations that you see. Devil's Bridge is on the other side, and then I could keep wrapping and come back here, or I could come back around this way because I want to see the cave. All right, so I made it back to the main Brins Mesa trail, and now we're gonna descend all the way down and wrap around these rock formations. So we have, you know, several miles of downhill, you know, maybe some little ups and downs, but mainly down and flat, before we eventually bend left around that rock formation and hit a dirt road, which will then take on the other side of those cliffs about a mile down south, and then we'll branch off of it, and then it's like a 3/4 mile trail up to Devil's Bridge. All right, so we've hit the road. How's it going, man? So this road, I think I got about a mile on it, and then I'll cut left up to Devil's Bridge. So when I did this first time, before I lived out here, I was out here, I had a friend, shout out to Cassie if you're hearing this, she had a work conference up in North Scottsdale. I think it was at the JW Marriott, but she was like, if you want to come out here and visit, I'm here for work. And I was like, sure, why not? So I hopped on a flight and drove up to the Grand Canyon and went down South Kaibab, up Bright Angel. And the shoes I had at the time were not good shoes, and my feet got destroyed. I got these big blisters on the front of my toes, big toes, and both my front toenails, big toenails, fell off. That's the only time I've ever lost toenails, was from that Grand Canyon hike. That time, that was February 2018, I believe. Anyway, then I drove to Sedona. I actually met a random friend at the Grand Canyon hiking and ended up staying with them in Flagstaff, had an Airbnb, and then woke up early and drove to Sedona and did this loop. And when I hit Devil's Bridge that time, I decided to try to go cross country to cut back to Soldiers Pass, and it was a disaster. I didn't have a GPS. I think it still would be hard. I thought about doing it today, but I don't know if it would save any time. But I got super scratched up. I was afraid I wasn't gonna find my way back. I ended up finding my way back to Devil's Bridge and having to go back around this loop. So by the time I got down to Scottsdale, I was pretty beat up. All right, so we're headed up the Devil's Bridge Trail. It's sort of tame at first, but it's up there. You can see the bridge. It's gonna start steepening up here soon. So lots of people up there, as expected.
Nobody wants to see that.
I'll check in when I'm up there. I guess I'll probably wait in line to walk out there for the video. Probably not for a picture, unless someone offers. So the last little part, from what I remember, is gonna be like a steep couple 100-foot gain. I've already passed about 20 people going up and about 50 people coming down. It's crazy. Here's some more. A lot more. Almost there though. Another 5 minutes. Well, we've made it here. I'll get you guys in the video here. So if you watch it later, you'll see yourself.
With him telling me I can't go sit on the ledge.
Yeah.
She's tripped like 4 times when she wants to sit on the ledge. Oh, it takes one slip. It takes one time and you're done.
Can you get a picture of me? Can you go back over? So this is wide angle. Maybe do one wide angle and then one just like normal angle.
Okay.
And if you can move it or adjust it. If it goes black, just tap it twice and we'll come back on. Thanks. All right, I have waited 20 minutes and I am on Devil's Bridge now. Yippee! Someone's gonna take my picture when they go back around. So the people in front of me are in town from Tampa actually. So I was talking to them about Tampa and some of the restaurants and was recommending hikes and stuff. Devil's Bridge, not very narrow, but I wanted to show you it from underneath now, which I don't think I did before, but cool picture here. So if you look at the map, there's a branch where you don't need to take the Brins Mesa trail, because then you add like an extra couple tenths of a mile to cut back. But whatever this is that I'm on is really not a trail at all, and this sucks. So I'm losing time. I should be on, I mean, I'm already halfway there. I don't know if you can see this in the camera. See, you could have, this is the way you could have gone, and then I would have had to cut right, but I was like, there's a line here, I might as well just shortcut it. Well, it's getting a little rough. So as you can see here, I really don't want to bushwhack through this stuff at all. I do not have pants on, so this is not going to be a fun, I don't know, it's not that far. I'm already like a quarter mile in, another quarter mile. So I'm gonna try to get back to this wash. I think this is what I want to be following here. It's just not, and I see some footprints, so you can see footprints here. So someone else has walked here at least, but yeah, all trails take this line off. This is not the best and most efficient path. So I'm getting to the Soldiers Pass trail, and then I'll have like a mile or something, and then I'll go climb up to a cave, which should have plenty of people in it. We've made it out of our half-mile bushwhack, so I passed up 7/10 of nice runnable trail for a half-mile bushwhack and probably just lost 5 to 10 minutes. But it's okay. So now I think we go over some rock, or up some rock, down some rock eventually, and then I'll just have to make sure I don't run by the spur to the cave. But it shouldn't be more than a mile till we get to that spur, probably even less actually. So I'm not exactly sure where I'm going here. I think straight down, but I'll check in when I get, so the cave is up to the left somewhere, up in these rocks. I believe it's right up. Actually, you can see it. I don't know if you can see it with the naked eye, that face that's in the shade. You can see some arches there. That's the cave, and you can climb up on top of that plateau as well, which I will definitely do for the video. All right, well, I want to keep it a secret, so I did not show the branch off on the trail. But we have branched off the main trail down there. You'll see there are some cairns. This is not that much of a secret, but we're gonna get up in here and climb up into the caves and then up on top of this plateau here. So shout out to the ladies from Huntington Beach I just ran into. I don't know if they were going to be able to find this or not, but I told them generally where it was. Good. All right, we've made it. It's gonna get dark and spooky. You can climb up onto the top too. That's what I'm gonna do. Here, I'll pop by you on the left here. You gotta get up here. First time, although you could just walk there, or you could walk up on this higher ledge. So you can climb up on top here. So of course, I plan on doing that because it actually is probably easier if you stay low There's one move at the top that I remember being like a little pull-up move. But otherwise, I think it's pretty tame. This is Soldier's Pass Cave. And this is there's probably more rocks now. Yeah, this actually is really, there wasn't like that was a lot easier than before. It's probably more rocks. So we're on top. On top of the cave, or the arch, or whatever you want to call it. Obviously you can frolic all over the place if you want. You can actually straddle it over here if you like that type of adventure. Oh, you guys should come up. Up here. They were like, nope, we're not coming. Screw you. And then there's like a little, yeah, you can look down right here too. See all the way down there? So there's not much up here. I don't know what that is. I would like to walk on top of that. That'll be for another day though. Gotta get back and watch my eagles. So this is the Soldier's Pass Cave, arch, alcove, whatever you want to call it. And we're on top of this sort of like a Devil's Bridge-esque formation, about the same width. Not as red, more white rock. So anyway, this is not as exciting as it was the first time I climbed up here, because I was just exploring around. But yeah, I'll take some pictures for the thumbnail, and then we'll be on to the 7 sacred pools. So this is the one. Yeah, all these rocks weren't here before, so it was like it was a much tougher jump down, step down. Give you a view looking this way, I suppose. I'll probably take a picture too. So yeah, here's the cave. So, but this is very easy to step down. Not treacherous at all. You just have to walk across a narrow ledge. Should I take the low ledge or the high ledge? Let's go high again. All right, that'll be it for Soldier's Pass Cave. We've made it to the 7 sacred pools. There actually is some water. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if we can find them all. Uh-oh, where's the 7th one? This is 4. This is 5. Maybe we'll call this at the bottom 6. And unless that down there is called 7, I don't know. It's only 5 here with water. I can see how this is 6, and then maybe down at the bottom is 7. I don't know. You know, maybe it's cooler when there's more water, but at least there is water. So in a survival situation, you could filter some of that. It's probably pretty gross. But yeah, these are the famous 7 sacred pools, and we'll just continue back that way. Alright, we have reached the big sinkhole. Oh, that's a pretty big drop. You get hurt. So it all, I don't know how it fell in. I don't know if it was hollowed out and just lost support or what, but obviously it all collapsed. So pretty cool from this vantage point. I don't think I've actually stood at this vantage point, but there's an informational sign over there, which I suppose I'll go check out one in Rome. Although I have read it before. I think it just explains how it formed. I want to say, I don't know if it has an actual name or not. Ooh. Basically, there are caverns in the red wall limestone. You know, it gets bigger as the water in there. The acidic solution dissolves the bedrock, it gets bigger and bigger, and then there's an upward migration. The sinkhole appears. So when you hit this fence, this cattle fence here, this is Cebola Pass or Cebola Pass. Cebola Pass. Chimney Rock out there. Capitol Butte up in the white. And so we're dropping down. We probably have, I don't know, half a mile, maybe a little more, maybe 3/4 tops down to the parking lot, but it's mostly downhill and flat. And we've made it. That was less than a half mile from the pass, I would say. Car's still here. It's not even a full parking lot.